Yes. What's going on, guys? This has been AKA Day Trading Addict, and I have another good video for you guys. Today, I'm going to talk to a trader that turned $200 into 100K in 6 months. Trust me, you're going to love this one. So I don't want to waste any time. Let's go. What's going on, Alex? Man, shout out to you. Alex, guys, is basically one of my students. He, just been taking his trading to the next level. So today we're just gonna interview him real quick and just to get inside his brain and trying to figure out his thought process and what led him to become this successful trader. So shout out to you, Alex. First, let's go to how did you discover trading?
Yeah, so
First.
first of all, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
You
no
got a
problem.
great group going on, and I really love your group and everything. It's pretty cool. So
Okay.
to answer your questions on like how I got to trading, I probably want to say 4 years ago is when I kind of like discovered about trading and everything. And basically I got into crypto first. I think like my very first trade or investment was Ripple. I think XRP. I
Okay.
think it was like 20 cents. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just would basically download it like Coinbase or whatever it was and put like $600 there. And like a few days later, just shot up to like $3. And that
Mm.
600 became 6,000. And I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't know charting.
Yeah,
I didn't know anything. I just knew that put a few dollars here, and Bitcoin, and especially with that whole boom happening.
exactly.
And that was basically my first investment, and kind of like I made money. But at that point, I made my money, but I was still like I didn't even know what I was doing. So that's when I started looking into like trading courses and everything, and
Hmm.
it's kind of like trying to figure out how to learn how to trade. So I kind of started looking on YouTube, researching,
Okay.
and basically grabbing little parts here and there,
Hmm.
strategies and everything. So for the first 3 years and a half, from those 6,000 I made, I started like trying to go live, and slowly I started losing all that money because I was still didn't know what I was doing.
Okay.
So then the last 6 months, basically kind of like had more experience and everything. So I started going back to like demo trading, kind of like really try to master the skill.
Hmm.
And but when I started really looking into charts, I started asking
Yeah.
myself, how do I catch these moves from like swing highs, like from tops, and kind of like and try to catch those bottoms. So I started researching. And that's basically how I came across your course, because that's when I discovered what supply and demand was.
Okay. And
So yeah.
so did you buy a course before you came to me?
Yes, I bought is it okay if I mention it, or
Nah, we just tell how many courses you bought, I guess.
okay, so basically most of it was all like just YouTube researching, so most of that was all
Okay.
free, but I bought one course,
Uh-huh.
and I learned a few things, but still like the person that was selling that course wasn't really explaining the whole concept of trading. Like
Okay.
he would explain like kind of like sell high or buy low, but he wouldn't explain why am I buying or selling at those levels.
Yeah, exactly. You said you were trading for 3 years, right? So when those 3 years, did you try to do it on your own?
Oh
I
yes,
guess
every
that's what I'm trying
single
to ask.
time. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Every single time was basically trying to do it on my own.
Hmm.
But like I said, I kept going back to it was basically like trial and error. So every single
Exactly.
time I will fail, I will kind of go back on YouTube or Google searching on
Hmm. Hmm.
trying to figure out how to not fail again. And then
Yeah,
also
exactly.
like also like indicators. I purchased a couple indicators, and
Uh-huh.
it will work for some times, but it was still wasn't as accurate as I wanted it to be. I wanted to,
Exactly.
sometimes we'll win a trade, but then I'll lose like three trades. And then also risk, I didn't know risk management as well. So
Hmm.
that's another thing I had to kind of like get into and learn as well.
Exactly. So it sounds like to me that you was trading, trying to figure things out on your own, and you came to a point where you said, all right, let me try to invest in myself. Let me try to invest in my education to try to take my trading to the next level. Is that accurate?
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty accurate, and that's
Okay.
actually goes with the time when I discovered you, and
Hmm.
I think it was around it was coming Father's Day, and
Okay.
so I think you had like a special going on for Father's Day, and I
Exactly.
just want to say like that was the best Father's Day gift ever because it changed my life. It changed my life
Yeah,
forever, man.
I hear you, man.
Yeah. Hmm.
So during the times where you was just struggling and you was going back and forth, and let's say that even when you bought my course, what do you think was your biggest problem that was holding you back, okay, when it comes to trading?
Well, I want to say basically time, I guess. I want to say because at that time too, I was really low on like, cash flow and money and stuff. So like I mentioned before, in the group, back in the group, I was working like Amazon, DoorDash, and
Hmm.
working 40 plus hours a week just to kind of like be able to even just pay the bills and
Yeah.
basically just saving a little bit of money to try to kind of like invest because at the end of the day I knew that investing and trading is very powerful and not just
Hmm.
make money but also free up the time, which is what I was looking for mainly, is kind of
Okay.
like have that freedom
So
to do other stuff.
I guess what I'm trying to ask you is, we understand the time part, okay?
Hmm.
But besides the time part, like trading wise, what do you think was holding you back to basically take your trading to the next level?
um I mean like,
Was it you breaking your rules? Was it
oh
you
yeah, exactly. The psychology part of it, like I will
okay.
always exactly when especially when like the trades will go against me, like my mental wasn't at the right place. I would start freaking out and like,
Mm,
take losses and like close the trade too soon, not trusting the, whatever setup I had at the moment. I would basically break every single rule you could think of every single time.
yes, yes. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I truly believe every trader has to experience that, in order to take it to the next level. Because it's almost like, telling a little kid, don't touch the fire. You know,
Hmm.
he's not going to,
Yeah,
or the kid's not going to listen to you until they touch the fire. He's like, oh my gosh, this thing is hot.
yeah,
So
it's funny because it happened to I have a stepson. He was like 6, and I
yeah,
told him that exact same thing, and that
uh-huh,
exact same thing happened.
yeah, oh,
Uh,
exactly, exactly. So
hmm.
I truly believe every trader has to experience some type of loss, and go to this period where they just struggling and trying to figure things out. And through that period is where it either to make you or break you. Okay, so you can either take your trade to the next level, okay, by learning from your mistakes, by learning, trying to figure out, man, what's going on, or you can say, you know what, I'm giving up. Trade is not for me. So I guess that's my next question. Did you ever try to or thought about giving up when it comes to trading?
Oh yes, of course. So basically, like when I finally invested on your course,
Uh-huh.
basically my mindset at that time was like, I'm gonna grind it out one more time, and my mindset like was like, if this doesn't work, then it's not meant for me, and then that's it. Like I'm giving up.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
previous to that, a few times, like I kind of during those 3 years and a half, kind of like gave up, take a break for a few
Mm.
months, and then come back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
every single time I go out and work, like I said,
Hmm.
Amazon or DoorDash and stuff, and
Yeah.
I come back home and I'm like not making barely any money. I'm like, I kept coming back because I know that the possibility is there. I just got to figure it out. But yes,
Exactly.
when I got the course, yes, I was like,
Hmm. Yeah.
this is either I make it or I don't.
And so that was your last thing. So you said, I'm gonna try to give it one more try, and
Hmm.
that's what. Okay. Okay. I hear that.
Yeah, so I basically
So
had so I had like $200. I kind of threw it in the account, and
mm,
then
okay.
but before that I was doing practicing on demo and basically going through the whole course. I think I went over your
Mhm.
course like 9 times just to
Okay.
make sure this time I'm pretty accurate with it. But then
Okay.
again,
Oh
those
yeah.
very
So
few
hold on,
times.
hold on. Let's let's not skip over that. That's very important. So how many times you went? How many times you went over my course?
I said 9 times.
Hold on, guys. Listen. He said 9. Okay. He didn't say 1. He didn't say 2. He didn't say 3. He said 9. Okay. So I want you guys to understand what it takes to become that successful trader, because some of you guys just think, oh, I'm just going to look at something one time and think that you can absorb this information one time. Guys, it doesn't work like that. Like, just
No,
think
it's a
about
lot
any
of
type.
info. It's different parts
Exactly.
to it. Yeah.
Exactly. So just think about any type of, I don't know, book you was reading. I guarantee you, if you go back to that book and read it again, it's just, you're just going to pick up, different information. It's just because your brain doesn't absorb all the information right away. Okay. And I hate when new traders come to my videos sometimes and say, oh, I don't get this. Of course, you're supposed to watch it over and over and over until you get it. Okay. So I'm glad that you said that you watched my course 9 times. All right. So I'm not too sure if I
Even yeah,
messed up your thought
even
process. Go ahead.
no, it's all good. Even now,
Yeah.
as we speak right now, as I'm doing right now, I still go back as of right now, and I kind of like
Mm,
reference and kind of skip,
nice.
go through chapters, look for
Yeah.
specific things, because this trading game, like it's every day you're gonna learn something new. I mean, I imagine you as with your experience, you
Yeah.
still discover new stuff, you
What?
know.
I still is still discovering new things. Okay. And I've been doing this
Hmm.
for 14 years. Okay. So
Yeah, exactly. You see,
that
look at that.
that yeah, exactly. So all right. So I asked you about the biggest problem. So what do you think is that one thing that basically brought your trading to the next level? Even if it's more than one
So
thing, I'm just go ahead.
yeah, it's basically, like that supply and demand was just game changer for me. Like, I was able
Mm,
to, the market just kind of like opened up for me and kind of like, I don't know, I guess you want to say like kind of like the Matrix, like everything just looks
yeah,
so
no,
clear, much clearer,
yeah,
and
much
then,
clearer.
also, the stop losses, like, it's like it made a big difference because now
Okay.
instead of having like really big stop losses, like I will have
Mhm.
way smaller stop losses now. And even if I take some L's sometimes, like when I do get right, it's like I'm doubling, tripling my profits just by following those simple rules. So that alone right
Exactly.
there kind of like took my level to my trading to
Mm.
the next level.
Man, this is music to my ears, man. I love it. I love it. So you had a crazy, all right. So you hit 100K, right? And that was what, a month ago?
Yeah, like a month ago. Yeah, like a
Okay.
month ago. Yeah, yeah.
And I never asked you, but how much did you start with?
So when I bought your course, I had $200 extra, and I put that on my account. And
Mhm.
basically, that's all I had. And even
So,
as I was reaching 100K, I was
uh-huh.
50. When I was about to
So
reach
hold on, hold on, hold
50K.
on, hold on, hold on. You
Yeah.
started with $200?
Yes, exactly.
Hold on. Oh, let's rewind this. 200. That's what you said?
Yeah, exactly. 200.
Wow, that is amazing,
Doscientos
man.
pesos.
That is amazing,
Uh,
man. That is amazing. All right, so you
yeah.
took your $200 and you turned it to the 100K. So, all right, because honestly, guys, what he's
But
going through right now, he's literally in the zone. Okay, so when you took your $200 and you made it to 100K, um, where I guess at one time, you were just so confident into flipping your money and continue to grow it at that fast pace, because you did it like almost really fast. How long do you think it took you to take that 200 to 100K?
so
Around
from when I
six
started
months
from
or
200, like 6 months, yeah, 6 months to get
that
it from
that is
200
nuts.
to 100K. But in the
That's
beginning, like
nuts.
the hardest part was the beginning because obviously I didn't have like a lot of funds. So that was
Yeah.
the hardest part, just getting
Yeah, I
over
know.
that
Yeah.
hill.
Yeah, giving on a hump. I know.
But I
It is. It
remember,
is.
I reached to 3K, and then I
Okay.
almost blew the account and made it back to,
Mm.
made it back to I made it back down to 180. So I was like freaking out at that time.
Oh, so you basically took your $200 and you brought it to 3,000, and
Yeah.
then you
And
took
then
a
I
big
almost
hit.
blew the account. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And it was
Wow.
basically, part of the mental, like, instead of
Hmm.
sticking to my rules, I kind of went back to
Hmm.
my bad
Yeah,
habits
exactly.
and moving the stop loss and stuff like that instead of
Uh-huh.
sticking to my plan. So kind of like almost blew the account that way.
So
But then
when
I knew
you,
I could do
yeah,
it
go ahead.
again. Yeah. Yeah, I knew I could do it again.
Okay.
So I kind of
Okay.
like,
Okay.
readjust myself and kind of redid everything again.
Yeah, because that's I guess that was the next question. Did you doubt yourself? Did you say, "Oh man, that was
I
luck,"
mean,
or
yeah, for a brief,
you was confident, or was you confident to say, "You know what, I can do this again"?
no, I was confident at
Okay.
that point because like I said, I studied the course a lot of times, so I knew it worked. I mean, it showed me that it worked, and
Yeah.
but basically it was all that I just went back to a bad habit that I needed to just break. So I
Yeah.
basically told myself at that point, like, look, we're gonna do it again, and this time just stick to your plan. And I even had like some
Mm.
notes, like what to do, what not to do, like on my wall next to my
Mm.
screen. And every single time I was about to make a bad decision, I look at that wall, I'm like, okay, don't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Love it.
So
Love it.
yeah.
Love it.
Hmm.
So during this time, you were still, you said you was working at Amazon and DoorDash.
Yeah, exactly. So like I will wake up I'm in the West Coast, so the market open at 6:30. So like
Okay.
I will get up on the charts and stuff. So like 6:30 to almost like maybe 10, 11 a.m. Sometimes even until the market closes. Basically, I would just trade, and then after that, I'd just go and start working, doing Amazon and DoorDash and stuff like that.
I love it.
So
I
I just
love it.
kept doing that.
I love it.
And it's funny though, because my wife, like, she's the one that really pushed me to. She actually trades herself, but she does more stocks and stuff like that,
Okay.
a long-term
Okay.
investment. But she got me into kind of like, kind of do this, make it full time, so you don't have to go out there and work 40 plus hours a week.
Exactly. Oh, I love it. That's man, that's good. Because I meant to ask you that. Did you have family or friends that was, I don't know, like, kind of, sometimes they hate or they try to discourage you and say, you can't do this, or, hate on the side, whatever. So you didn't have that. You had a wife that was
I
supportive.
mean, yeah, my wife's a boss, man. Like
Okay.
she's into, investing, and she's all about self, like she's independent and everything. So she knows
Yes.
that
Okay.
this power and all this stuff. So she always pushed me to kind of like get out of the
Nice.
9 to 5 and be your own boss. Like, she's
That's
always
good,
been a
man.
boss. So,
Hmm.
but like
That's good.
but when we go to like my family side, like I'm from Puerto Rico. So like
Hmm.
my mother and them, they got that mentality, like that I want to call it like poor mentality, poor people mentality. And she didn't even believe in credit. Like she was trying to tell me, like, don't get credit cards and stuff because they're gonna take, like take your money and stuff, things like that, and not
Yeah.
trying to teach me about the power of having credit. You know what I mean? And then also
Exactly.
don't get a good job, because if you get a good job, then they're gonna take like your benefits, like the benefits you get from if you like low income and stuff like that.
Okay. I see what you're
So
talking
like she
about.
was trying to teach me that as I was growing up, but I kind of like had to, as I became my own self, my own adult,
Hmm.
and kind of had to readjust myself and teach myself the right way of,
Exactly.
not think that way. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
but
that's good.
my
That's good.
mom's side, and they don't believe in
Hmm.
none of that stuff, man.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I
Hmm.
know. I mean, trust me. I'm quite sure. There's a lot of people out here that going through the situation where their parents or, I mean, you have it good, but some people, their wives or their husband, they're not trying to hear that. So,
Hmm.
but the way I do it is, the way or what I tell people is, man, just if you really want this, ignore them and just stick to it. Okay. And the best thing to do is not talk about it while you with the person. Okay. Because trust me, they're going to have or give you some negative comments or negative energy. So what I did, I just said, you know what, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to continue to do me. Okay.
Hmm.
But I'm glad that you have a have a wife that's actually, really into trading and giving you, positive vibes about it. So
Yeah.
you said that you was trading and you was working uh DoorDash, okay? And um when did you decide to quit?
So it's funny because as I was making profits and over the few months, I didn't tell my wife anything, what's going on in my account, like how the trading is going. Just
Okay.
really, really quiet about it.
Mm.
But then once I reached 50K, I told my wife about it.
Mm.
She couldn't even believe it. Um,
Wow.
and she said the first thing she said is like, okay, so starting tomorrow, you're not gonna go outside and you're not gonna go outside and work anymore. That you're gonna start living off of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. That's good.
So
That's good.
that's basically yes, and that was like
So,
3-4 months after.
okay.
Like I
So,
was like 4 months in.
nice, nice, nice. So we hit
Mhm.
that 50K, you just gave
Yeah.
it up. That's good, man.
And
That's
then
good.
yeah,
That's good.
exactly. And that's when I
Yeah.
started like doing this full time, but still
Okay.
sticking to my plan. Just trading the New
Yeah.
York session, and that's
Hmm.
about it.
Okay. Yeah. So, you still only trade the New York session?
Yeah, like from looking at the market all the time, like me, I like
Hmm.
trading US30 indices. Sometimes I'll
Okay.
do Nasdaq 100. I know you like Nasdaq 100, but
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I
Yeah.
yeah, S&P 500, but
Okay.
mainly US30. I probably say
Hmm.
90% of the times I
Okay.
just trade that one alone.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
and then like the first 4 hours, New York session, I noticed after the market closes, kind of like consolidates a lot and stuff. So I like the
Yeah.
morning session. It's just very volatile.
Exactly, exactly. Now let's talk about your risk tolerance because I don't think you noticed this, but you are a rare breed when it comes to like risking a lot because even I know a lot of full-time traders and sometimes we get stuck on a certain level. But for some reason you have your risk tolerance is high and it's like you don't mind risking a lot with like where did that come from or is it
So they always try to teach everybody. I mean, from what I see online, they always say like risk 1%, 3% of the
yeah.
account,
Mhm.
right? So on the past, like the first 3 years and a half, I tried like doing that kind of stuff and like I would win trades and everything, but I felt like, I wanted to make more money. That's what mentality was, right?
Okay.
But at the same time, I blew those accounts. So when I got your course and everything, from like the way that I taught myself how to trade, from learning from
Hmm.
your stuff,
Yeah.
the way I saw it was like, when I saw a really, really good setup, I would go heavier on my trades, but the stop
Mm.
losses will always be small. So like it's basically like I would sometimes be more, maybe 5%, sometimes even up to 10% of my account, right?
Hmm.
That I'm going in with, but the stop loss will
Okay.
be pretty small. So like
Hmm.
if I was to lose that trade, it was still the same as if I was to be risking
Mm.
1 or 3%, just because of the
Yeah.
size of the stop loss. So that's
That's
how I was
exactly.
like kind of managing these trades. But if it will hit my take profit, like it will just
Hmm.
be a ridiculous profit on
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's kind of like
And
how my mindset was about going about these trades.
and uh were you always or did you always have a small stop loss when you were trading or this is something that you started to do? This is
So
something new.
like from like after getting your course and all that, that's when
Uh-huh.
and then kind of like trial and error and trying out different
Okay.
techniques and things.
Yeah.
I kind of like figure out a way to get my stop losses small, and then obviously
Yeah.
profits will be like it always be like a one to
Exactly.
three,
Yeah.
a one
Yeah.
to four, one to
Hmm.
five,
Hmm.
something like that. But previous to this, it was always like either 1 to 1, which is like to me it's still kind of crazy. Like sometimes doing 1 to 1, but and
Yeah.
then sometimes my take profit was smaller and my stop loss was huge, which like doesn't make any
Hmm.
sense to take a
Yeah.
trade like
Exactly.
that. But
Hmm.
that's what I was doing before. And
Okay.
I'm like, what? And I'm like looking at it now, thinking about back
Hmm.
then, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Because I
Mhm.
like me personally, I like trading with small stops too. And the way I do it is I'm very picky on certain trades that I take. So that's how I'm able to get smaller stop loss. I just don't take any trade. So I look
Yeah,
for certain
exactly.
confirmation. Yeah, exactly. So
That's what I
that's
was gonna say.
one. Yeah,
I got
yeah.
very picky as time went by. Started getting more picky and picky. Like I remember when I was first starting to, growing the account. At one time, I was taking almost 20 trades, which is crazy.
It's
You know,
real crazy. Yeah, yeah.
like really scalping. You know what I mean? So, but
Exactly.
as I got my account bigger now it came down to like maybe 4 trades at most, 2 trades
Nice.
a day,
Nice.
and I won't force any trades. If the setup is there,
Yeah.
I'll take it. If it's not, I won't
Mhm.
force it. I'll just wait, because I'm also taking into consideration the stop loss. Like, as long as the stop loss is small and the setup is there, that's a good trade for me. So
You hear that,
that's what I
guys?
always look for.
You hear that? He don't force any trades. Okay, so listen to this, because some of you guys just think that trading is something that you just something you could do on the side or as a hobby, but you really have to pour your heart into it and understand your mistakes and get to a level where you are following your system, not forcing any trades. And when you do something like that, you're going to start seeing results. Okay, so I see
Yeah, and
sometimes you use. Yeah, go ahead.
one more thing about forcing trades. There's been some days too where like I open the charts and I look at the market. I won't even trade that day sometimes. Like,
Oh
because
man,
the
I'm
setups
so
are not
glad you
there.
said that.
So
I'm so glad you said
it's
that.
better. Yeah, it's better to like close your
Yeah,
laptop or your turn off your PC, not take any
yeah,
trade. And at the same time, in my mind, I didn't take any trade, but in my mindset, I'm like, I still made money because I didn't lose money. You know what I mean?
yeah. I'm
So
so
that
glad
happens
you trade
sometimes
that. I
too.
mean, said that,
Hmm.
because I tell people this all the time. Listen, if you don't see a setup, don't force nothing. Okay, even if you don't have to trade that
Hmm.
day, you don't have to. You don't have to trade. Every single day if you don't want to. So I'm glad you said that, because I think some people just hear things and it goes out the other ear, and or they have to hear
Hmm.
it multiple times, right? Like some people just got to hear
Hmm.
certain things over and over and over. Okay, so all right, so we about to wrap this up. I see sometimes you use the indicator. You're using it for the candles. My
Yeah,
indicator.
yeah, your indicator. Yeah, that new update you put out is totally a game changer. Like, I'm using it. I'm using it a certain way. I don't know if when you develop that indicator, um, especially the plug candle settings. Like,
Yes.
that's the one that I'm using, and literally
Okay.
is a game changer. That's it's crazy, man. I don't even know what to
Nice.
say.
Nice.
I'm using it to the fullest right now.
Okay. Cool. Cool. And what because as a trader we always are growing. Do you have certain things that you want to improve on right now as a trader? You think you
Yeah, of
have
course.
any flaws?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say I'm trying to improve my recognition of like patterns. Like, I'm not really solid on patterns. Like
Okay.
flag
Okay.
patterns and things like
Yes.
that.
Okay.
So like, we speak right now, like
Hmm.
whenever I have time, I'm always learning the different type of patterns and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm. Okay. All
So
right.
that's one thing
Cool.
I'm not really strong at. So that's one thing I'm
Nice.
definitely
Nice.
improving on.
I just
Hmm.
want to congratulate you on your success, man. You don't know, man. It makes me so happy, because every trader that comes to me and say, "Listen, man, you changed my life. I'm doing much better." Blah blah blah. And every time I hear that, I just like I'm happy for them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm happy that they seeing the market much better. So I guess the last thing I want to ask you is, do you have any words that you want to say to anybody that's struggling out here, or any new trader that's trying to learn how to trade? Do you have any words for them?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll just tell them, that I was in the same situation as them. I know what they're
Hmm.
going through. I went through it myself for a long time, and I wish I would have. I think I told you before, but I wish I would have found you sooner.
Hmm.
Maybe 4 years ago. But
Yeah.
basically, don't give up. That you're gonna take losses. I took losses. It's just, what matters is that you bounce back and basically don't give up and keep trying, because the opportunities are there. You just gotta stay strong and really kind of apply all this to yourself and keep trying. Because the time is gonna come. Maybe my time came now, your time's next. So I
Exactly.
basically will say that just stay focused and keep grinding. Because you know, making money is not easy, man. It's not never gonna be easy. You know, you just gotta apply yourself and grind it out. It'll come to you. You know.
Yes. Yes, man. Thanks a lot, Alex. Appreciate your time. And we're gonna basically I want to go on a charge for now, but the interview part is over. So shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to people that's watching this replay. Thanks a lot, Alex, and I will talk to you later. All right.
All right, take care, Ben. Thanks for having me.
All right. Yeah. So guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that interview. I do have an extended version where he actually went on the chart and showed me how he look at supply and demand and how he enter and exit the market. Of course, he doesn't want me to show that to the public, but once you join my program, you will actually get to see the extended version. Okay. Now, what I like about his story is he's an ordinary guy. Okay, that was trying to make it. He wanted to be a successful trader really, really bad. Okay, he didn't give up. He got to the point where he knew, okay, this is the strategy. I want to, trade every single day. He didn't force any trades. And once he figured out, okay, this is the strategy I'm going to use, he went all in. Okay. Now, me personally, I don't recommend you guys try to grow your account that quick. Okay. But right now, he's actually in the zone. So he's willing to risk that much. Okay. But again, I don't recommend anybody try to grow their account that quick. So again, thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you guys got some value out of this. If so, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join my free Telegram group where I post motivational and educational videos. And sometimes I give you guys exclusive discounts for my trading program. And if you don't have my trading program by now, make sure you check that out because my trading program can actually take your trading to the next level. If you have any questions, comment below because I try to answer all your guys' questions. Thanks a lot for your time and please have a great day.